What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 97 of the Rise to Glory here at Gibraltar Apex. And today I have for you guys the Europa League first knockout round, and today we're going to be playing Wolfsburg. So, since the last episode, there's been a fair few games. There's also been a January transfer window, and well, we have 2 games to play today. So let's get straight into things. Although I make it sound like a lot's happened, in reality, nothing's really happened for us. We rejected a few transfer bids over the kind of January period for some of our more important players. None of them left. I didn't end up signing anyone, mostly because there just wasn't anyone really worth signing. I'm keeping an eye on this guy, Sergio Marquez. He is available as a free agent, but he doesn't want to join us at the moment, a player who I am certainly keeping an eye on. As you can see, I did scout a fair few players, but in reality, I was very limited in terms of players who I could actually sign. We did miss out on a few players as well. But all in all, just the right options weren't there, and rather than waste the £11 million and, well, £200,000 wage budget that we have excess, I decided to hold on to it, and maybe better options will be available in the summer. Our actual club balance sits at £25 million, which is perhaps the highest it's been at this stage in a season, and with still due a little bit of TV money from the Champions League and Europa League, and of course potential prize money. We are perhaps in the best financial position we've ever been in. It's also worth noting that we had our transfer facilities, or not our transfer facilities, our training facilities upgraded of late, and I've now asked for them to be improved again, which they are been doing, which is absolutely incredible, and we are getting very close, to be honest, to getting top youth facilities, top training facilities, and well, when we do that, we have the best training facilities and best youth facilities we could have. And from there, I guess it's just going to be a case of trying to help out our youth recruitment when we can upgrade that. I believe that's tied to your nation's rep, your club's rep, and a few other factors. But who knows, maybe we can get some good regens in the near future for Gibraltar. It feels like it's overdue, really, since we had Felix and Gary a number of years ago now. We've not had a foreign player gen in our team, and we've not really had any real standout Gibraltarian players appear at our club either. Anyway, in terms of fixtures, not a lot going on. In terms of interesting stuff, we've played a fair few games, we've conceded a few goals here and there, we've advanced through the Rock Cup and the Senior League Cup. We actually played Gibraltar Lions in the semi-final and beat them 2-0. Perhaps the result most intriguing was actually only beating Britannia 11 1-0. It was a game we dominated, but we almost lost it. And it would have been a bad way to lose our... Well, I say almost, we almost lost it. We almost didn't win it, I guess is the better way of phrasing things. Of course, we are on that incredible winning run. And, well, if we'd lost it here, I would have been disappointed. Thankfully, Van Dijk did get a useful goal for us. So, yeah, kind of standard, really, in the league. I mentioned about some players wanting to leave, and we held on to them. You can see a lot of our players are wanted. It's worth noting that in the January transfer window, Joe Bouchard, Paul Smith, Mendes... They had bids come in for them. They were bids that I rejected. They did kick up a fuss about them. In the past, for whatever reason, I've just been able to tell the players that I don't think they'll get enough first-team football at the clubs who are bidding for them, and they've kind of gone, yeah, that's fair enough, Gaffer. I probably won't get enough game time. Unfortunately, it seems the 16.3 update, the new winter update, has changed something there, because all of these players were unhappy that I rejected bids, and while they were desperate to move on. Thankfully, we have kept hold of them. For the most part, their morale has stayed fairly good. None of them have kind of gone to the press or gone too crazy in their pursuit, I guess, to try and force a move. And so, yeah, as you can see here, morale is relatively high in the camp, which is pretty good. Anyway, we are going to get into today's game. There was a little bit of transfer news, and the transfer news really was just a few loans got terminated. I decided to do these because the players were wanting to have them terminated. It seemed fair enough. One of which was Tanzi, the right back, of course, on loan from Atletico Madrid. Decided that he wasn't getting enough first-team football, wanted me to terminate his deal. And whilst he was the best right back in the squad, we have got younger players who I do feel like deserve a chance in the first team. And well, with him no longer in the squad, they're going to get those opportunities. Another player who we let go was Sergei Sapronov. This guy, a Russian kind of all-rounder in the defensive positions, a player who I brought in case of emergencies. Emergencies really didn't happen. There wasn't a point where we desperately needed this guy. He didn't really play any games for us. I don't think he played any games at all, actually. And as a result, yes, we are £800,000 less off. But ultimately, I'd rather just not have an unhappy player kind of kicking up a fuss in the team. Anyway, that is everything that's been going on there. So we are now going to shift our attention to this Champions League game. And it's a big game for us, and there's quite a lot going on here, so we're going to see what we can do. In terms of our team, we're going to go with Ludwig Jung in goal. As I mentioned, we are without Tanzi at right back. As a result, Hall is going to come into that position, the 19-year-old American. Improved a fair bit this year, which is good to see. Also becoming more natural at that left back position. Definitely think he's going to be a very useful player for us. Out at left back for us today, we have got Jay Marriott. In the centre defence positions, we go with Frigier and Walter Del Sol. Walter Del Sol very kind of happily signing a new contract with us, which is 4 years long, with an optional contract extension clause of, I believe, 3 years, which is fantastic. So he's essentially signed a 7-year deal with the club, and I do intend to hold on to him for as long as possible. Anyway, in the midfield, just going to change something there, but we are going to go with Paul Smith out at left mid. In centre mid, we go with JJ and Bouchard. JJ, the Ivorian, been playing very well for us really this year. Bouchard alongside him. One of the first names on the sheet every day. Mendes at right mid for today's game. Dupont, of course, the Frenchman who we brought in at right mid to be first choice. He's had a few injuries. He's lacking match sharpness. Mendes has played very well for us in the league, and I'm going to give him a chance here. And then up front, we go with Alex, and alongside him, of course, Oakley, who has been getting goals for fun in the Champions League. And I'm hoping he can keep that going here into the Europa League and the knockout stages. So that's our team. I do want to talk about Wulfsburg just a little bit because they are a team definitely worth discussing. The reason they're worth discussing is because they've got some very good players. And actually, I came into this thinking, yes, Europa League, potentially an easier draw. I don't think that's going to be the case. They've got some good players. They've got this guy here, Dico, right back, who's Brazilian. They've got this guy, Kasraoui, we'll go with, who's a Tunisian player. If I just quick flick through some of these players, we can have a look at them. They've got talent. They've got Dogan there, of course, a former player of ours. I believe he's going to be cup tied, so he can't actually play against us. Yeah, he played continentally for Real Madrid, so he can't play against us. Of course, one of our former men. He was actually a player who I looked to try and sign in January, but he wasn't interested in coming to us, which was a real shame. Would have been nice to re-sign him, but you can kind of get an idea of the overall quality of some of these Wolfsburg players. They definitely have good players in their ranks. They've got one or two very good players. They've got a terrifyingly good striker, as well as some good centre-backs. If I can actually find them, unfortunately it doesn't seem like I can find them at the moment. If I go to key players, we can take a look at Gullenbeck here, who's the centre-back I kind of alluded to. A very good player, definitely got to be fearful of him. They've also got a pretty good striker. I'm hoping I can find him, although I actually can't remember his name. It might be this guy. It's not. Maybe they sold him. And if they did sell him, we might be in a good situation here. Either way, this is the guy I was thinking about. It's Imran Arifin. So they sold him in January. So that's one less player to be worried about. Because when the draw was made and I saw this guy, I may have made a mess in my pants, and not a good one. It wasn't an excitable mess. It was a, oh crap, this guy's going to probably score a lot against us. But looking at it, he's gone to AC Milan for £22.5 million. So that's one less thing to worry about. So actually, their squad's a little bit weaker than perhaps I suspected it was going to be. In terms of our team, I think for the home tie, we're going to play on the counter-attack initially. We might change that depending on how things go. Of course, this episode, we've got the first and second leg to get through. Looking at the odds here, Wolfsburg are the favourites. The winner of this game will play either Marseille or whoever they're playing. Who are Marseille playing? Let's check. They're playing Besiktas. So they're the options. We'll either be taking on a Turkish or a French team. But right now, we've kind of got to take it one game at a time right now. So let's see how we get on here. Wolfsburg looking like they're going to play a 4-3-3. Which I kind of feel plays into our hands a little bit. We can definitely look to exploit them, but with that holding midfielder, depending on the job he's doing, it might make our kind of intentions, I guess, to counter-attack that a little bit more difficult. Keep an eye on number 6 here. Going to be perhaps looking to cut out the balls up to our strikers, which could prove a little bit troublesome. I definitely feel like playing on the counter-attack with a team who does have a holding midfielder of that nature really does kind of make the task a lot harder. And well, I'll tell you what else makes the task harder. If they score a goal so early on, Arolioli, I'm going to call him that. That is definitely not how you say his name, but we're calling him Arolioli. I don't care about how his name's actually said. He's got a goal for us. Roy with the ball in, and well, you can see him here. I guess it's Arioli, but I'm calling him Arolioli because why not? He should do a roly-poly to celebrate. He hasn't done one. I'm now disappointed. I am now disappointed. Either way, we do need to bounce back in this game. That's not the start we wanted. We might bounce back immediately. I mean, okay then. Wolfsburg, they score. We reply. I mean, how soon was that? They scored in 18 minutes, 22 seconds. We scored in 19 minutes, 6 seconds. It took less than 45 seconds from the ball hitting the back of the net to Alex scoring for us. And that is how to respond. And well, two similar goals in a lot of ways. Granted, theirs came from a set piece, ours came from a cross into the box. But either way, it's 1-1 here. Of course, the away goal that Wolfsburg got, not an ideal situation for us. I'm really hoping that Wolfsburg don't get too many more. Of course, away goals are a factor in the Europa League knockout stages. And I kind of mentioned it a few episodes ago now, but I do want to try and go on a run in the Europa League, especially, going into the first round here. It's the stage at which we've been knocked out the Champions League the last few years. But I do think we've got enough quality, really, to give Wolfsburg a good game here. And, well, let's just see what we can do. Looking at the stats, it's been a pretty 50-50 game, although they do have another set piece. Ball going to be whipped in, cleared away this time by JJ. Now can we break Alex? Oakley is a man who you want to get the ball to, although Dicko with a nice tackle there. But Smith collects. Now can we break? We have fast players. This is the situations we thrive in. Mendes, great ball to Oakley. Should finish it. Nice save by Oosterveld there. And well, a clear-cut chance that came our way. And Wolfsburg, I don't want to say they get away with it there, but, I mean, we probably should be punishing them. That was a good chance there. Go tell the players I'm not happy with that performance. Good reaction all in all. I think we're going to switch to the 4-4-2 attacking. Looking at the pitch, a little bit of rain beginning to fall. And I feel like, there might be a few more errors to be made by defenders. So I feel like going on the attack could help us here, as Mendes will have an effort. Hits the side netting, and well, FM's dynamic weather kicking in this game. Not that it's going to change our game plan too much, but I do think playing on the front foot, playing more attacking. And actually, the ball has changed to an orange ball. That's how we know the weather's changed as well. I feel like playing on the front foot, maybe we can force some errors on this pitch, as we will have a chance here. Alex out on the left, whips it in. Cleared as far away as Smith. To Mendes. Mendes heads it. Oosterveld with a nice save there. Now Bouchard to try and whip in a corner. And that is a disappointing header by Frigier right there. But so far in the second half, we've come out the blocks well. Although there is a chance here, perhaps, for Wolfsburg. A throw-in that we've not really dealt with here. Edge of the box, cross to the back post, hits the post, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's not gone in, but it hasn't gone in. Although now they have a set piece. Bouchard heads it away. JJ, can we break? Up to Alex. I mean, we've got men over on this side. We've got some pacey players as well. It's going to be Mendes on the overlap. In fact, no, it's Hull. Hull, the right back, whips it in. Alex with the effort, and it's Oosterveld with a save. This is an end-to-end game with both teams having plenty of chances, although we have had the better of them. Maybe we can make something of this set piece. It's whipped in, headed away to Dicko. And now, well, Wolfsburg, they're going to come on the counter-attack. Nice tackle by Marriott, who is on a booking. Might take him off. It's a bit of a risk. Bouchard, ball in. Alex heads it. He's offside. He's offside. Everyone sit down. Stop celebrating. This is turning into an intense game right now. It's going to be one of those games. Unfortunately, I'm in a bit of a precarious situation because I'm not blessed with kind of the situation I've been in the past, where I have centre-backs who can play right-back and left-back. We are very much stuck with designated wingers for this game. I think the first change we're going to make is actually I'm going to take off JJ and bring in Jimmy Holmes. I always feel like that defensive midfielder role is a role that you don't really want a player on a booking to be involved in. Frigier's rating's a little bit so-so, so I think we're going to bring in Helmes there as well. We will hold on to our last sub for now. We have 23 minutes left in this game. We're looking quite good going forward. We did have that goal just disallowed, and we have had a fair few opportunities, although so have Wolfsburg, to be fair. It's been a very open game, and well, I trust our players to take the chances that come our way and, well, defend well if we need to, although I say that, hopefully this trust isn't going to be misplaced, as they are bringing the ball forward here. Eduardo to Roy. Edge of our box. We need to deal with this. We need to apply pressure. Eduardo could whip the ball in. Blocked away nicely, but only as far as Roy. We just need to get the ball and clear it, and it's a chance. And it's a goal, and it's Özdemir with the goal for them. And you'd have to say they've probably deserved it on the face of it. We've been pretty disappointing defensively. They've edged possession. Well, I say they've edged it. They've had significantly more possession in this game, Wolfsburg, and, well, they've made it count right here and now. I think we're going to change to the 4-2-3-1. I do feel like this is going to suit our players just a little bit more than the system we're currently deploying. I'm going to look to make a change as a result of this system change. I think the change I'm actually going to do is I don't know what I want to do here. I'm kind of limited. We don't have, I mean, this has been something that I've really tried to drill into my team in kind of years on this save, is I like to have players who can play multiple positions. And because of the fact I've been signing more players permanently rather than loaning in players, and you can kind of see that in our starting 11 where, for the most part, I think every single player is a permanent signing. We are in a situation here I guess with the exception of Oakley, who is loaned in, where we don't have players who can slot in to kind of really dynamically change the shape of the team. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go slightly more attacking. I'm going to switch Mendes and Smith to be wingers. And I think we might look to get the ball into the box a little bit earlier. I'm hoping that this change isn't going to be too little too late. It doesn't look like it is. It looks like a pointless highlight right there. I do want to quickly change some instructions if I can. Although I've not paused the game here, which is not a wise move. And it means that there's not a lot of time for these changes to take effect. Although there is going to be a late chance here perhaps. If Wolfsburg score it and get a third away goal, that's probably... I don't want to say it's game over. But I mean, we have a massive hole to try and dig ourselves out of, certainly. Deco out wide, crossed across, Özdemir's effort, blocked away. Can Smith clear it? He can. Not as far as Alex, but we just need to get the ball away now. It's 2-1. Wolfsburg, they've been very well. They've been very good in this game. And well, we're just hoping we can keep the goal deficit, maybe snatch one on the break, really. No time left in this game. It's going to finish 2-1 on the night. Not a bad result. We still have a fighting chance. And well, given the clear-cut chances we've had, it's a shame we couldn't take one or two more of them to really give ourselves a chance and give ourselves an equal footing going into the second game. We are going to be playing from behind. But I mean, regardless, I feel like we were a little bit unlucky tonight and it wasn't a bad performance by any means. Anyway, guys, I'm going to skip forward. We've got to get to the next Wolfsburg game. Hopefully, we can turn things around. Hopefully, you guys stick around. And yeah, I will be back in just a second. Okay, guys, so it's the second leg. We're away at the Volkswagen Arena. We need a result. We need something here. We're a goal down. 2 away goals conceded as well, meaning that we really do have to play on the front foot going into today's game against Wolfsburg. It's going to be a tough game. They drew their last game against Stuttgart. Let's just see what we can do. Unfortunately for us, Joe Bouchard bruised his ribs in training, and he's not happy with me. He's an unhappy bunny. And the reason he's unhappy is because I've given him injections. We've gone down the painkiller route. It's not an option that I use very often in Football Manager. There's not many opportunities I can recall where I've given a player an injection to play through a game. But honestly, Joe Bouchard, he's the difference maker for us. He is the player in this team that can make a difference, particularly down the centre. And we can't not have him. So he is playing through his kind of injection today. Got to make a few other changes. We're going to go with Alex and Oakley for today's game. Smith, Holmes, I'm going to take off for JJ. Mendes at right mid. Then the back four, part of me thinks I think we're going to take away Del Sol and play Helmez today. Helmez is definitely better than Del Sol. But it's just, I don't know. Del Sol is a less of a liability at times, it feels like. Helmez, he got sent off fairly recently in the Champions League. But you know what? He's going to get another chance today because we just need to be at our best. Anyway, let's submit our team for today's game. As I already alluded to, we need at least 2 goals in this game. If we get 2 goals and don't concede, we go through 3-2. If we don't score 2 goals, we can't go through because of away goals. And, well, if we score 2 and concede 1, we'll be going to extra time. Either way, going to tell the players to try and look to avenge that previous performance. They're looking pretty motivated for today's game. That is what I want to see from our players. We have to play on the front foot in today's game. I'm going to go straight on the attack. We need 2 goals. There is no point in us trying to counter, I don't think. Not at this point, at least. We need to play on the front foot. We need to try and make something happen in this game. We need to grab it by the scruff of our necks and see what we can do here. Hull whips in. Oakley offside there. A decent chance, though. Good to see Bouchard involved in the build-up. Alex has twisted his ankle and we need to take him off as soon as possible. That is not an injury I wanted to see. But we have got Aaron Touzon, who can come into the side, the Spaniard, or Touzon. Hopefully he can do something for us, because, well, we need him to do something for us here. We need goals. We need both of our strikers really to be turning up big and well. To have Alex turn his ankle is not good. In terms of the Bouchard injection kind of scenario, it was a hard decision, but the fact he only had bruised ribs makes me think that there's not much more that can go wrong with his injury. If a player has, say, a twisted ankle and you give him injections, then there's a risk that that injury is going to get significantly worse. Whereas, I don't know, bruised ribs, how bad can bruised ribs get? It's not like it's suddenly going to turn into broken ribs because you bruised them. Oh my God, we've got it away there. That was a real chance there for Wolfsburg. And, well, they've still got the ball here as well. Bringing it forward. It's in the box. Helmez deals with it. No nonsense there. Into row Z. And, well, it's 0-0 here. And as I already mentioned, we need 2. We have to get 2. And if we're not getting a goal by half-time. I don't want to say I'm worried, but I mean, it will leave me a little bit uncertain as to what we can do here. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy with the performance. I want to get them fired up. Good response by the players too. In terms of what we can really do to change the game, I think a change I'm going to do off the bat is I'm actually going to move our wide men into supporting roles. I think I'm going to change Bouchard into a deep line playmaker on defend. Then I'm actually going to play JJ as a box-to-box midfielder. Not a change I've done before this one. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to try and hit early crosses, play a little bit more direct, a little bit higher tempo. We've got to make something happen here. I think trying to stretch Wulfsburg wide is going to be what we have to try and do. I don't feel like we're winning that battle in the midfield. We need 2 goals. We've got to try and make something happen. And I think trying to get the ball into the box a little bit earlier is perhaps a way to go about trying to do that. We're not winning the battle in the midfield. Let's see if we can get some crosses into the box and see if our strikers can have some joy there. Either way, they're actually on the attack here. Nentola bringing the ball forward to Dicko, the right back. Lays it inside to Labidi. Now with Gaston. They're knocking the ball around nicely here. Marriott with a good tackle. Worth noting, he is on a booking. That's a shocking clearance by Marriott after a decent tackle, however. Gifts it to them. They have a chance. It's a great save by Ludwig Jung in goal. And well, the longer this goes on and we don't concede, the more I believe there's still a chance. As soon as we concede that first goal, I guess it doesn't really change much for us. I mean, it's an insane goal. Oh dear, Mustafa Dogan, our former man. He's just scored against us. I'm sat with my hand on my desk, like my elbow resting, just kind of glumly staring. Our former man, a man who, of course, we loaned in from Real Madrid, cuts inside and scores a screamer. It's a great finish by him. Can't fault that. Anyway, we do need to now go on the attack. We've got to try and make something happen. Let's see what we can do here. What do I want to do here? That's the next question, isn't it? Really. I think we'll change Oakley to a complete forward on attack. I almost want to swap him and Tuzon around, but that's not really going to benefit us much. I'll tell you what, we'll bring in Dupont. I'm going to switch to a 4-2-4. I think that's got to be something we try and do at this point. We've got to try and make something happen there. Let's see if we can clear the balls to the flanks as well. Exploit the flanks, hit early crosses. Let's whip our crosses in. Higher line. I tell you what, we won't play too much of our higher line, but we will close down a lot more. Not so expressive. Let's just try and get some balls into the box, really. I think that's got to be the plan now. Get some crosses in there. Let's see if we can link them up with our strikers. I mean, we have, 25 minutes in this game to try and get 2 goals. And, well, given our performance so far, it's not looking likely. But Dupont with a nice run here. The sub, the Frenchman, some fresh legs there. I'm hoping he can make something happen for us. Been kept out the side by Mendes of late, but Mendes a little bit disappointing in today's game, so we'll make that change. Anyway, Dupont bringing the ball forward. Options inside. Give it to Murray at the left back. Crosses it. Oakley's there. Let's go. That's 1 goal, but we do need another. But that is a fantastic response. We bring it back to 1-1, and this game, it's not over yet. It is not over yet. Do not count us out of this. Jay Marriott with the ball across, of course. If Wolfsburg score, we'll need 2 goals, but we've got to stay on the front foot. There's 24 minutes left in this game, and we do need another goal just to take it to extra time. It's a massive task. It's a monumental task, but we're going to give it our absolute all. We've used 2 subs. I have 1 left over. I think we'll make it here. And I'm going to take off Bouchard. He's lasted a decent portion of the game. We're bringing Jimmy Holmes. Unfortunately, that kind of injection, it only gets him so far. It's given him 75 minutes on the pitch. But now we look to Jimmy Holmes to try and perhaps make something happen for us. 12 minutes left. I still feel like there's a goal in this game. I don't know which way it's going to go. I still feel like there's time. I mean, we are committing men forward. We are leaving ourselves open with this 4-2-4. And actually, they're bringing the ball forward themselves here. Wolfsburg, nice little interplay. But JJ with the tackle. Now we boot it forward. Ball doesn't find its way to Oakley, however. Now with Ntola, we need to win the ball and hit them on the break. Marriott, nice play. Ludwig Jung out wide to Smith, like that. Stretching them. Oakley, fantastic ball by Smith. Now with Hall, options in the middle. Crosses it in. Tuzon is there. Let's go, boys. It's 2-1. We could be going to extra time. Do I switch more? Do I switch more defensive now? I feel like, tell you what, we're going to keep our guys on wingers, but I am going to change our centre mids to more defensive roles. But we'll keep other stuff the same. There's 2 minutes left in this game, and there's another chance. Wolfsburg bring the ball forward. Am I about to regret not going more defensive? Cross could come in here. It will come in. Headed away only as far as Ntola. Block it, someone. It goes out. It goes out. I can breathe. Breathe, Jack. Calm down. It's not a real football match. It feels real, damn it. It feels real. They're on the attack again. Ntola hits it. Oh my God, what is that? What is that? He's just scored a thunder bastard. This is dipped in from 25. I mean, cometh the man, cometh the hour. Oh my God. It's heartbreaking. All right, well, I guess we're going back in the attack. We have 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. That's not a lot of time to try and make something happen. But, well, we've got to try and make something happen now. There's a debate to say I should have stayed on the system I was on. I changed it. It's on me. Let's go overload. We've got to just... If we get a goal now, in 2 minutes, we would go through. But that's not looking likely. I think that late winner is going to be all she wrote. It is. It's a heartbreaking way to lose that game. It's so unlucky. The cruel nature of that late goal. A 90th minute strike by Olivier Ntola. I mean... I don't know what to say. It's not often I'm lost for words, but that genuinely is heartbreaking. We'd fought back from behind. And it all just got snatched away from us there. And for another year, for a third year in a row, we get to a European knockout stage and fall at the first hurdle. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That is... I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We get awarded £350,000. Bouchard, no extension to his injury, so that's okay. I'm just curious on our coefficient. We'll check that. We will check that now. I mean, it's heartbreaking. I don't know what to tell you, boys. I don't know what to tell you. Let's have a look here. So our coefficient, 39th in the Europe club coefficient coming into this year. This year we added 10 points. So our coefficient is actually going to rise from 56 to 60, which will see us leapfrog Galatasaray. So that's a decent achievement. We also are going to go above Stuttgart as well. We might go above a few other teams. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to raise too much this year. In terms of national club coefficients, where are we? Where is we? 19th. And we got 4.25. So we're going to rise above Croatia and Switzerland in the club coefficients. So that's good news. That's a little bit of progress being made there at least. Trying to look at the silver linings here. So there's still progress being made there. They're only the really coefficients that we can look at right now. I mean, that's heartbreaking, isn't it? I mean, we've got far in Europe again, I guess, and it does help the overall rep of the league and stuff, but there's like it's turning into like a what would you call it? Like a ghost. Like there's that invisible wall, that jinx that we can't win a knockout stage game, and it's pretty frustrating. But we'll keep at it. You know, there's still games left to play this year in the league, but I don't know. The nature of that defeat I think makes it harder to stomach more than anything. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this episode from me. Next episode will be the end of season review. Hopefully I'll see you guys for that. As you can see, we've got a few games left to play. I'm hoping it's going to be a cup final doubleheader. I guess you guys will have to stick around to find out all about that. Of course, we will do a squad review at that point. Take a look at how things panned out. So yeah, that's going to be all from me. I mean, disappointing game. I am honestly heartbroken by that result, but there's not a lot we can do about it. I hope you did enjoy today's episode. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment of consolation. I ask for these a lot, but more than ever, I need one today. You know, if you can, I was about to say, if you've got a joke, write it in the chat. Write me a joke. It can be the worst joke, I need smiles today. I need smiles. Right, boys, I'm going to end here. Hopefully you enjoyed. I didn't. I will talk to you guys in a bit for the end of season live com. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.